to another exciting edition of Cammy's Comic Corner. I'm your host as always, Cammy. Now we got a little bit of a format mix-up, remixed this week. We have, instead of a Pick of the Week and a Fast Five, it was like Sophie's Choice for me this week. Or if you're a Doctor Who fan, it was like Amy's Choice for me this week. I had two fucking spectacular Pick of the Weeks, and I said I can't choose between. I gotta have them both. You screw the Fast Five. I couldn't really scrape together much of a list anyway, but we'll have two Pick of the Weeks. So, without further ado, let's get on to the first Pick of the Week. First up, from Vertigo Comics, we have Daytripper number 8, written and drawn by both Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon. Now, in the past 7 issues of Daytripper, we've seen always the death of Braz. He's always, and it always catches you by surprise. It's always a punch in the gut, like, oh, he's doing so well this time, he's going to escape whatever curse that the Moon and Ba have given him. But no, it always ends up with him dying, no matter in a cruel way, in an unusual way. He's dead. He's dead meat. This issue, however, we focus around his wife, Anna, and his son, Miguel, and how they see things from their perspective as he's on his book tour for, his world-renowned book tour for this great novel that he's written. And so we see the day-to-day life of, he used to always, be there first thing in the morning, listening to his son, tell him his dreams. He'd help out driving him to school. He'd leave messages for his muse, his wife, and always throughout the day texts and handwritten letters, showing him how much he cares. There's always a little piece of him in the house somewhere. Well, while they're discussing maybe perhaps getting a new dog, because unfortunately his dog that he had for the longest time died, there's Career Day also coming up, and his son Miguel's so excited to bring his dad into show and tell to Career Day to show, like, this is my hero. He's an author. He's writes stuff, and it all kind of comes to a screeching halt because they've been getting along like, okay, he's on his tour. He's going to come back soon, any day now, until they get that one phone call from the hospital, and immediately Anna thinks, oh my God, it's Miguel, but it's not Miguel. It's someone else. It's Braz. We don't see him die this time, but apparently there was a last-minute tumor that he couldn't get rid of, and unfortunately he died. And just the tearjerker at the end is his son reads to the class the last handwritten letter he ever got from his dad. And if that's not painful enough, Anna's listening to all of his voice messages, and it's at that point where he's like, I miss you, we should have a dog and everything. Miguel comes to the room, hugs his mom, and they got a fucking puppy. Jesus Christ. Okay, Braz isn't in this issue, I'm not gonna cry then. Alright, haha, got you this time, Fabio and Gabriel. No, they just take it to another level. They do a Sharukin and just kick my ass with emotion. Why? Why do I do this to myself? Why do I read this fucking fantastic comic every month only to be just in tears, like a little girl crying on prom night because her date didn't show up? It's just such a fantastic issue. The art just flows smoothly. The story is gripping. I cannot emphasize this enough that you should pick up Daytripper as soon as possible. It is just fantastic. And the second pick of the week from IDW Publishing, we have Richard Stark's Parker, the Man with the Getaway Face, Prelude to the Outfit. Written, drawn, and adapted by Darwyn Cooke. Now, it's an adaptation of the Richard Stark's Parker series. They came out with one last year, Richard Stark's The Hunter, and right there. And it is a fantastic book, mainly because if you like heists, if you like robberies, if you like the pulps from back in the 50s or whatnot, you're gonna like this book. We have Parker getting a new face, plastic surgery-wise, because a little syndicate in New York City ain't so happy about his last move. See Parker the Hunter to find out why. And so he gets a new face, he looks completely different, no one's going to recognize him, we don't think. And he gets a letter from an acquaintance, kind of a go-to guy, saying, hey, if you need some quick cash, we got a really simple job. All you have to do is take out a armored car, and then you can split the 50 grand 3 ways. Well, he hears it as everyone's share is 50 grand, so he's like, okay, sure, yeah. Drive to Cincinnati later, he finds out that that's not actually the plan. It's actually going to be divided into four ways, and he's like, okay, well, why do I even bother? And then the guy Skim kind of convinces him, no, go ahead. This gal Alma, who works at this diner, the armored car comes in every couple weeks, so she knows the people, she knows how to, where they park every day. It'll be a cinch. And Parker thinks about this, says, okay, well, you and Alma, your little girlfriend, are going to have to split a share, just so I can get a little bit more. So they go over the plan. He thinks the plan's shit, so he makes up a new plan. And in this new plan, basically they're going to have the armored car come into the parking lot, block it off with 2 trucks, have the getaway car block the exit, and then they're going to take out the guards one by one as they try to go through the back of the truck to get in, and then take the money, get in the getaway car, and meet back at the farmhouse. Well, Parker, this all sounds good to him, but he doesn't trust Alma whatsoever. She is going to do something, and so he trails her. Sure enough, she's been going to the state line every couple of nights, so she's probably not going to meet up with Skim at the farmhouse or whatnot. She's probably going to kill him, take the money, and run for the border. So Parker considers this, tells one of the other partners, so the heist goes off without a hitch, right? They are going to the townhouse, farmhouse, whatever you want to call it. Parker goes, okay, this isn't going to happen. Sure enough, she's going towards the state line. They have some spike strips set out. And they see her even dump Skim's body before she keeps on going. Boom, tires, flips the car. She gets out, has her in the sights, bam. So now, basically, Parker and his friend both get, 25 grand. But we don't know that at the ending that Skim survives. So is this going to, maybe make a reappearance in the outfit, which is going to be the next collected edition in later this year? We don't know. Tune in to find out. If you want to get involved in this this universe, this would be a good issue to pick up on because it's $2, it's gripping, has good action. Oh, it blows your mind. And then it's Darwyn Cooke's art. Hello, the man's a genius. You should be buying this regardless. So that's why this had to be number 2 pick of the week. I mean, I'm excited for the outfit. Are you? I would hope so. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness, head on over to www.cammyscomiccorner.com. From there, you can subscribe to us on RSS feed or on iTunes. You can write a review on iTunes. Hint, hint, hint. Please, I'm begging you. Or you can go chat on the forums or see the book of the month, etc. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you usually see me wearing, Inception, anyone? Killer movie. Go check it out if you haven't already, and then listen to Geeky Talkie. I did a review episode on it. Head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He has all the best selections of DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, whatever custom-made t-shirts you want. There's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts. That's Kelly at deadlinegraphics.net. And also a big shout out to Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. They specialize in the best of U.S. comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan. And if you go to their online store at rsc-online.com, they do have both Daytripper and Man with a Getaway Face available for you to purchase. So you should go check them out. Thanks again for being a sponsor. Now for Comic-Con news. Whew. It's that time of the year again. I'm excited. And you should be excited too. If you are going to Comic-Con, I will be on the 5th Annual Comics Podcasting Panel, which is happening Thursday, July 22nd from 5 to 6 p.m. in room 32AB. We are going to rock this motherfucker. There's a ton of other celebrities on the celebrity, the big leagues. But, I'm gracious that I got to be a part of the panel. So you should go support me. I'll support you. I'm going to be interviewing creators up the wazoo, not up their wazoo, but up the wazoo throughout the entire weekend. And if you want my day-to-day tracking and seeing what's up, head on over to Cammy'sComicCorner.com/geekytalkie. Every night I'll have an updated episode of what I saw during the day, who I interviewed, etc. And also follow me on Twitter at CamComicCorner to see who I see, pictures from Comic-Con, yada yada yada. And if you want to help support Cammy's Comic Corner with film costs, gas, etc. for Comic-Con, send me an email, go to the site, send me a donation. Any donations over $10 will get a prize pack. I did the same thing during WonderCon. You got t-shirts, you got comic books, you got graphic novels. My little thank you for, namaste, for helping out with the show and the costs and making me continue on with this wonderful hobby that I've enjoyed so much. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, send me an email at cammyscomiccorner@gmail.com. So that does it this month. This month? What am I on? Crack? Probably, after you saw last week's episode. It's still in my system. So this does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. I have been your host, Cammy. Go see Inception if you haven't seen it already. It's really good stuff.